And the recording is in progress. Thank you very much, beautiful e-clubs around the world, to have you in this first international conversation of e-clubs, in the idea that we want to share for The Sun Never Sets in a Rotary. So we want to present you some of the e-clubs who would like to talk about the reason that we are members, the reason why this new form of Rotary clubs exists. We would like to share also with you some challenges, how we do fundraising, some of our social projects, and we'll have a lively conversation for the next 10 minutes, maybe to convince some of you to also become a member of a Rotary E-Club. So my name is Caroline. I'm the current president of the Rotary E-Club Belgium One Passport. And very clearly for me, the reason I became member of an E-Club is I used to be, as we call in the US, member of a brick and mortar club, like a real club. And I would like, I couldn't go to the weekly meetings because I was traveling a lot for work. But being a Rotarian in my heart, I wanted to find an opportunity to still be member of Rotary. So this is why I saw that there were e-clubs, got in contact with them, and now being the president, for me, the reason that I could stay in Rotary, be part of the global family, support the international project, but also being able to do and support with my time and energy in local projects. I'm also the regional director for the Rotary Action Group Menstrual Health and Hygiene. And to boost this conversation, I'd like to give the floor to Denise, and then let's get this ball rolling. I want to hear everybody on the reasons they're a member for their why of the E-Club.
Thank you for making this conversation possible, Caroline. Actually, for me, the reason was pretty much the same like you. I travel a lot. Our e-club is a totally new e-club, so and I'm the founder, I'm the charter president. So I was talking to many people to gain them as new members for Rotary, and I found out that when I tell them that we should meet weekly or bi-weekly, they would just pull out immediately. When I told them this is going to be an e-club and we meet on Monday evening from 8 to 9, you can be in your pajama on your couch, they were in again. So I think facing our membership problem worldwide, the e-club is a very, very simple and good answer. Also considering that we are living in a global world and people are traveling a lot. So we have a very, very solid attendance of our members. The other thing is that we have a very broad selection of speakers because our speakers can be anywhere. So we invite people from anywhere on the planet to be the speakers in our club. So the meetings are very, very interesting. And we do meet with other clubs. So we are in contact with other Rotary e-clubs, and we try to foster friendship with them. So we do joint meetings with them. And I think being member of Rotary International, this is what should be really easy. And this is why I personally think that the e-club is a great answer to carrying Rotary into the next century. I don't know what the others think.
I'm exactly the same. I used to be a part of a bricks and mortar club, and it was a very traditional Rotary club where they sat and had a meal, and it was just something that I couldn't afford at the time. I was very junior in my role at my work, and so when you're meeting in the best hotel in town that costs £25 for a three-course meal every single week, it soon mounts up. So I actually left that club and then discovered that there was a district-wide e-club. And I laughed when you said about pajamas. I've never been in my pajamas for my meeting. But I think what has attracted me most has been that succinct. It's an hour. I mean, sometimes we go over if we're chatting and telling jokes or we've got a quiz or something, but our business takes an hour. We don't mess around. We don't,
Yeah.
mess around with stuff. We just get on, we make the decisions, and that's that. It's really interesting what you're saying about having speakers from anywhere in the world. That's never crossed my mind, and that is such a stupidly basic thing. So I've just written it down on my to-do list. We're online, for goodness sakes, we can have whoever we like. So Yeah, and I think you're right. In this global world where everyone's traveling, we've got a couple of people who have a camper van and they're often off visiting people. So yeah, I think one of the things in my year as president next year will be more international speakers and more international members. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I want to echo a couple of things that Emma said, and I don't think we discussed it well enough. I'm Candace Wyman. I'm the immediate past president of the Rotary E-Club of the Carolinas. The cost effectiveness, both in terms of funds and people's valuable time, is something that we really should promote. If we're not paying for meals every week, we can contribute that money to Polio Plus or the Rotary Foundation or some other worthy cause instead of it going to the meal. The second thing is on programs, and just to let you know, just a couple of weeks ago, I reached out to the program committee with RI to see if they would be willing to pursue a speaker bureau. That because we all have amazing speakers, and some of us record the programs that would be available online. So I will be glad to keep this group posted on that as it develops or if it develops.
So I would like to chime in on something that that both Emma and Denise had said too, in that, you know, in trying to find a club when you move somewhere, I've been in Rotary over 20 years, and then I moved somewhere where it was hard to reach a club in person. And so the E-Club became my option. But we also have several elderly members of our Rotary Club that don't really travel or don't really drive. And for them to, and some of them are past district governors that have really been passionate about Rotary for a long time. So to give them an opportunity to stay involved in Rotary and have a voice as well, the E-Club has worked out really well. And I get excited about sharing programs, and I would like to ask some of our Ukraine members. You talk about, you know, some of you are in very different places in the world, but trying to get together and work on either projects or in helping each other in different ways. And if you guys could touch on some of how your club helps to make a difference in places of need based on where you're currently living.
Mykola, Alexandra, somebody wants to comment on this, or I can. I was asking Mykola because he's our charter president, and he's the most experienced in Rotary. I also in Rotary since I've been to Interact when I've been like 15 years old. So it's more than half of my life I'm in Rotary. And of course, we miss this opportunity to get together, to have a meal together, to laugh together. We try to do at least one in-person meeting in year. Usually it's in summer during, as somebody mentioned already, during the district conference. Many people go there, so we are able to have like separate meeting the day before or after. To meet, like to hug each other, because it's also important, especially in the situation we're now. But for me personally, I remember very well, I've been in Rotaract, so I was very young when our club started, our Rotary Club. And I moved from occupied territories to other part of Ukraine. And I remember it was a mentally important stuff for people I know, in person, with whom I've been friends, Rotary friends for many years. Mykola was our charter president, so I got contacted by persons I know and got invited to join a newly formed E-Club of the first E-Club of Ukraine 10 years ago. It was even more important mentally and psychologically to get back to your friends, to people you know, because we were in an absolutely new community. Yes, it's still Ukraine, but it's a completely new place, and you didn't expect to be in this new place in such a short time because we just moved because we didn't want to move, but we were forced to move. And after that, traveling the world, having different jobs, different occupation, kids, family. We have so many stories in our club, similar stories to mine or different. So in terms of project, that gives us an opportunity to have fundraisers online. We have many open meetings. At least once a year, we make a global open meeting in English. Usually our internal meetings are in Ukrainian, but once a year we do an open meeting where we present usually our global grant or big project. For example, one of them was a reconstruction of destroyed school near Kyiv. It's a Buzova school that we helped to rebuild after it was shared by Russians and destroyed almost completely. So we did that great project. We announced it globally to people all over the world. Like we had almost 100 attendees from Rotarians from over the world. It was a great meeting to see support, such great support in the world. It was great. Another year we had a project helping internally displaced person. We had Zolotonosha. It's a community in the central Ukraine that helps internally displaced people. And we had a global grant on that. So we presented results of that global grant and announced a new global grant helping another community of internally displaced person. So being online and having this experience, meeting online, presenting online, speaking online, it opens such an opportunity. It's just incredible. I remember when COVID started and everybody was so shocked. It's so, oh, how to use Zoom. And we were like, we can teach you, excuse us. Mykola Steblyanka and his wife, Olga Steblyanka, also a member of our club. They're very experienced in these digital online services. So we hosted like meetings for our district to teach other people how to use those technologies to hold the meetings during COVID. And then after it became part of our life. So yeah, absolutely. We have lots of experience to share. Welcome to our future open meetings. If we will exchange contacts, we will be happy to see you. Yeah, so any questions, we are always here to answer.
Great, Tatiana. Thank you. Thank you very much. Patricia, you're from the Global Trackers, so it's not only an e-club, but it's also an e-club with a dedicated mission.
Yes, I think Kathy is going to be the one that can talk about that, but I wanted to mention something. When we're in a global e-club, we actually get to interact with people who are from different places and who have maybe different customs and who have maybe different ways of seeing the world. And I think that, for me, is one of the most precious parts about our e-club. We've got a Mexican president right now. We have people in Australia. We have people in the Philippines. And we have our president from Mexico. And all of those cultures come together when we're in our e-club. And we begin to learn about other cultures that way. And I think that is one of the most precious, for me, it's one of the most precious parts of being in an e-club. So Kathy, you can talk about the money. I don't know anything about it.
I actually was going to talk about the global aspect and just the way that I think I'm a teacher. So I'm teaching global. And so that's what interested me in becoming a Rotarian. I didn't know much about that. So, and then just to be part of the E-Club. We also have Thailand. We have one person that travels, and I travel. So for teaching, so that so I've been writing down everybody and going, okay, who can I put on my list to participate for our club? Emma, thank you for that idea. But the money, fundraising. We did we did fun buttons, one of our Rotarians, and they're little buttons that move back and forth, and they go from green to red. And I actually use them in my classroom for social emotional learning, and the kids loved it. You could look out, you didn't have to say a word, and you could look out and see those buttons, and they knew what if they were having fun that day or not fun that day. And I wrote actual education grants, which bought the buttons from our club. I also wrote a grant recently for several of our Rotarians to come and speak through the internet, through here, through Zoom, as artists in residence. So, and then our club received that check. So that's kind of the way that we do a lot of our fundraising. We also have Trish. You can talk about your the sketching from your son, who does amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing artist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm his mom, so of course I think he's wonderful. But my son Raphael has been recording and putting online all of the meetings that we record. And just recently, I told him that he should start to do some drawings. And if you'll just wait for a minute, I'll go get one. Somebody else can talk for just a sec.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the E-Club District 6960 about the why of an E-Club. and then we'll get back to the drawing.
This is the drawing right here.
Beautiful.
This is Kay Danes. She's from Australia. And then this is her family. And so my son made this, and he's made quite a few other ones too. So the members will pay for these photographs, and that money goes to our club.
Thank you. Hey, Lou.
With 6960, we most of us are within a 5-hour drive of each other. We have one member in New York City. Of course, we're in Southwest Florida, so he's quite a ways away. And we have one member in Virginia, and we have one member in his RV he travels around. And so he joins us from his RV. I think everyone else is pretty much in the Southwest Florida area. And so our district, we're very much district oriented. And so our district looks at us as kind of a release valve, as people want to leave other clubs for other various reasons. The E-Club is a nice alternative to stay in Rotary and still go off and travel or whatever other plans you have.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with that, because often people want to stay Rotarian, but unfortunately, due to life circumstances, it is not possible to go to the meetings. And definitely, it's a way to be able to stay Rotarian. Camille, if you would like to just say the why that you are a member of your E-Club. Where is it based?
If I can get oh, I'm already unmuted. Yes, so I am based in Southwest Florida. I'd be curious to know where Lou is in Southwest Florida.
We'll reach that later. Tell us more about you.
Yes, okay. So I actually live in Cape Coral, and I'm a professor. And why I joined Rotary, I needed something. I'm at that age where I need something to give back and so on. And a friend invited me to the Rotary Club. The days are convenient. It's Saturday morning. Once I can remember that this is going to be my first thing on a Saturday morning. So it's Saturdays at 9 Eastern time. And so it was so convenient because it's not Monday to Friday when I have meetings, when I'm up and about and that kind of thing. So I've been going. The programs are really So refreshing, so refreshing. One week we did cooking of curry chicken, and that was so good. I went out, got my ingredients, and did so we did like a social kind of thing. Another week we had a lady who does traveling all over the world. She's like a global homeless person. I'm just putting it very comically, but she told of her travels and so on. So each week there's just something exciting that gives me a push for my Saturday and something really warm and exciting for the rest of the weekend. That's why I'm sticking with it. And I like the service and fellowship part of Rotary in that we're not just having a good time to ourselves. We're also looking out at the world and saying, hey, who needs me to put a finger there, a thumb there? Who needs me to give some help? And so the projects are really wholesome and really help the people that are targeted. That's what I like about Rotary. And I'll be around, God's willing, I'll be around for a while to serve.
Awesome. Lonnie, would you like
Yes.
to add?
Yeah, I'd love to add. The E-Club of District 7710 here in Durham, North Carolina was actually the first E-Club. So we were trailblazers, as I understand it. I wasn't there, but we were trailblazers. Now, one of the things that I really enjoy is the global attachment with everyone. We have members in Bollywood, India, or Bali, India. And so we do a lot of international grants. We've done a sustainable water project in Arusha, South Africa, where we work with a partner club. So I'm throwing that out there. We love partnerships. We have physicians that actually from India that petitioned a need for mobile vehicles in their area to reach the rural areas. So we partner with those groups, and we put several vehicles out there. And actually the doctors now have moved on to hospitals and are often speak at our club. So we're a pretty diverse club, but I want to resonate what someone else has said. One of the things that attracted me is the flexibility of being wherever I want to be. I'm retired and I love to travel. And I could still have fun and give back. I'm also CEO of a nonprofit. So we found a way to intertwine some of our missions and along with the other folks that work for other agencies. And so we have lots of speakers. The diversity of speakers that we have, often we end up forming partnerships in one form or fashion. For instance, one of our, I guess I would probably say, our keystone projects happens to be with kids that are in foster care. We do what we call dignity bags. It's called Fostering Love. And we put articles in those bags that a kid that may be separated may have a plastic bag or may not have anything of personal value. So we try and encourage that. But we have so much fun doing it. We're a diverse group. And statistically, I'm an old stats teacher, professor. And so I kind of look at those things, at the diversity of our group, both in ethnic, age. We have a really good blend, so we like that. Post-COVID, we lost some members, but as I think I may have heard someone say, we do get members that are inquiring about, hey, I'm thinking about leaving Rotary, the brick and mortar. And so our AG often sends them to us. So, but we're having so much fun. And I think that's one of the things that we talked about a lot yesterday in our district meeting. If it's not fun, it may be a problem. So we keep our meetings fun, but we accomplish a lot, and we do it with a really small number. So I would challenge people to say, if you have, we've done global grants with as few as 20 people, as few as 15 people. And we do a gambit of fundraising. I'm going to tell you one of my most fun, I told you that we do social things, right? So we wanted to do fundraiser, and we found a winery out in California. And so we all bought wine, and then we had a social gathering where we talked about the meeting, but we sipped and learned about the various wines and the grapes and the anatomy of the different wines that we did. So we did a fundraiser for that. So we find various ways to do that. So we're here to support any of the global groups, and we'd love to have you. I'm going to save the chat information because I'm hoping to call you and ask you to come and participate in our group and share with us what you're doing so that our group can connect just like I'm connecting with you all.
Beautiful, thank you. Would somebody like to intervene before I close the first part, which is really the part for the Some Never Sets in Rotary? Somebody else? 3, 2, 1.
So I just want to make a comment that I think if I counted right, we have 9 different e-clubs online right now, which is pretty amazing when we look at the diversity of that. So kudos to everybody for sharing what they do and the why of why we're here, trying to find different ways for Rotarians to all stay together and continue to be in Rotary. I think that was pretty awesome.
I can so back you, Julia. Absolutely, 100%. So for this part, for the Sun Never Sets in Rotary, I really invite everybody who's interested to go and research a little bit more about e-clubs. I'm going to stop the recording now, and I'm sure we're going to have beautiful, beautiful conversations following.